Good morning all. Welcome to your English 1 class. As you all know, we have successfully finished our chapters which are there in half yearly syllabus. Now we will go forward with our revision tests of each chapters. Okay. First we will have revision test of each chapters individually, and then at last I will be actually asking you to solve a paper which will be a compilation of all the chapters that are there in your syllabus. So today you will have your first revision test of half yearly examination. So the worksheet you will get there in the worksheet section. The revision test paper you will download from there, and I'll ask you to solve the paper in your revision test copy. Okay, so the first chapter that I decided for you to solve, that is verbs. So I will be going with a quick recapitulation of the chapter since it is a revision test. I know all of you already are acquainted with the chapter well. I'll be just repeating things once again so that you can get remembered of, and then we will just solve the paper. Okay, so the book is with all of you, I hope. If you don't have, I'll ask you to open the book and come to page number 67. The chapter name is what? Verbs. So let us discuss the chapter verbs once again, and then we will solve the revision test paper on our own. Okay, so verbs. There are two classes of verbs we all know. First, main verbs, and another is auxiliary verbs, right? So main verbs actually involve a number of verbs, whereas we will see these auxiliary verbs fall in a small group. Okay, main verbs can stand individually or in acquaintance with its helping verb or auxiliary verb. But auxiliary verb cannot stand independently. It always needs the assistance of the main verb in order to get completed in its sense. So let us discuss the least ones. So main verbs, under this main verbs or under this category, we can have eat, study, walk, talk, swim, understand, modify, produce, etc. And in auxiliary verbs, we will see be verb. Be verb we all know, am, is, then do, did, done. Everything will include under this. Have, had, can, may, might, shall, should, could, must. So these are there in the category of auxiliary verbs. Now let us have an example. I'll ask you to solve. If I ask you, Neha bought a candlestick for me. So if I underline bought, can you tell me what verb is it? I mean, it is main verb or auxiliary verb? Yes, it is main verb, right? So buy, bought, bought. It is main verb. And if I tell you I go to school, go is what? Go is also main verb, right? So these verbs can stand independently. It doesn't need the help of any other verbs. Now, I will tell you one more thing, that is Neha will buy a candle stand. Now you tell me, if I underline will, what that verb will be? That will be auxiliary verb. Neha will and buy. If I underline buy is your main verb. So this auxiliary verb will, it is in need of the main verb in order to be completed, right? So Neha will buy a candle stand. If we just remove buy only, Neha will a candle stand, is it making a sense? No. Next is Stephen can go to school by car. So Stephen can go to school by car. Stephen can is auxiliary and go is what? Is main verb. So Stephen can go to school by car. If we remove go, Stephen can to school by car. Is it making a sense? No. So the helping verb or the auxiliary verb is always in need of the main verb in order to be completed, right? Now, to note something, be verb, do and have. These three can act as main verbs or as auxiliary verbs. Okay, but we need to see its usages. So, differently they are used and differently they are meant. Sometimes as main verbs and sometimes as auxiliary verbs. For example, suppose as main verb I can say I am Sunanda. Am is here as main verb. So we can see no other main verb is attached here. So I am Sunanda. Again, if we use this am as auxiliary verb, we can write I am painting the wall. I am painting the wall. So I am painting the wall. So painting is your main verb, right? So painting is here what? It is auxiliary. I am painting. So am is attached with painting in order to be completed. Okay. So am is helping verb and painting is the main verb. So I am painting. Now it has become auxiliary verb. Please do the cleaning. Please do the cleaning. If I ask you to say what verb is this, do is verb, do is main verb, right? Do is main verb. I do the cleaning. It doesn't need any other main verb. Now, in auxiliary verb, if we use it as auxiliary verb, we can write, I do not like cricket. I do not like. Like is main verb. So, it is taking the help of a main verb. And do is what? Do is here used as auxiliary verb. I had a cup of coffee a while ago. I had a cup of coffee a while ago. I had here it is, we can say I had what? A cup of coffee. So it is used as main verb. Now if we say I have written a short story. I have is what? Have is auxiliary verb and written main. So I have written a short story. So this is here it is acting as an auxiliary verb. So be, do and have. Keep in your mind. Now main verbs are called full verbs because they can occur independently in a sentence. Main verbs can be either transitive or intransitive. Now we need to know what is transitive and what is intransitive. Transitive verbs need what? Transitive verbs generally need an object to complete the meaning. For example, Sarayu cleans the room. Sarayu cleans what? The room. The room is here the object, right? So transitive verb often needs an object, okay, to get completed. Shabina bought some wooden bangles from Mirat. Shabina bought some wooden bangles. Shabina bought what? Some wooden bangles. Some wooden bangles, what? This is object, right? So it is transitive verb. Transitive verbs will always have object. Now Amrita gave me a cup of ice cream. Now here we can see two objects are there. First is Amrita gave me. Me is what? Me is indirect object and ice cream is what? That is direct object. Two objects are here. So definitely this is transitive verb. Now intransitive verbs. Intransitive verbs do not need an object. In case it can have, it can have sometimes complement, but subject complements, but it is this cannot be called as objects. So these can be completed on its own, and these verbs do not need the help of the object. Suppose Namita laughed. Do you find any object here? Namita laughed. No object. But yes, it's a complete sentence. It is having a meaning. All of us walked fast. All of us walked fast. Okay, here also no object is seen. But Yes, it is completed in its own. Now some transitive verbs may, as I told you, may take subject complements to complete the meaning but not objects. Suppose Radha is happy. Happy is what? Happy is subject complement. Who is happy? Radha. So happy is subject complement. But Radha is happy. Happy is not object. So this is also intransitive verb. I feel excited. I feel excited. Excited is not object, but this is subject complement. So this is also intransitive verb. Many verbs are transitive in one context and intransitive in another. We need to see the usage, right? Now, he opened the door. He opened what? The door. That is, the door is object. So, it is transitive verb. And the door opened. The door opened. Here, we cannot find any object. So, here it will be intransitive. So, open is a verb. It is used in one context as transitive, in other context as intransitive. They have finished the game. They have finished what? The game. The game is the object here, so it is transitive. The game has finished. We do not find any object here, so this is intransitive. Now, the exercise. Circle the main verbs and underline the auxiliary verbs in the following sentences. This worksheet is already solved for you, and I hope you have written down all the answers in your copy rightly. So I am not going to tell about this exercise because these are already solved. Okay, while going through this chapter, I'll ask you to open your copy and have a quick look of the exercises solved out there, because try to solve on your own, and if you have any difficulty you can check whether you are correct or not. Okay, so I'm not going to tell this. I will be just recapitulating all the definitions and the examples and so on. Okay, so now we will learn regular and irregular verbs. So most verbs form their past tense forms by adding D or ED. So these are called regular verbs because this is the regular way in making the past tense. So, D or ED. But some verbs are there which can change from present to past by following a different way. So these are called irregular verbs. Now let us have the list. What is there? Laugh, from laugh to laughed. ED is added, so this is regular. Fade, faded, regular. Cry, cried, regular. Pray, prayed, regular. Look, looked, regular. Now irregular verbs, from speak to spoke, write to wrote, forget, forgot, go, went, make, made. So here we can see these are formed by following an irregular path. So these will be called irregular verbs. Again, the exercise is given. Exercise C, write the past tense forms of the following verbs and sort them into regular and irregular verbs. So first you will be writing the past form of the verb, and then you have to figure out whether that is regular or irregular. So that is also solved for you beforehand. You can have a look in your copy. So now we will learn auxiliary verb. So auxiliary verbs are called helping verbs. They cannot occur independently without a main verb following them, as we already learned. Shumesh can speak Mandarin. Now, Shumesh can speak. Can is what? Auxiliary verb, and speak is what? That is main verb. Shumesh can speak Mandarin. Now, auxiliary verbs in English include, now auxiliary verbs have actually two classes. First is primary verbs, and second is modal auxiliary. Now, primary verbs include be, do, etc. Now be, do, have, these three verbs can function as main verbs as well, as I told you in the previous context. Now be verb, under this be verb we can have am, is, are, was, were, etc. Now do, did, done, have, has, had, having, this. So this can act as main verbs also. And auxiliary verbs which express the possibility, necessity, permission and prediction, such as will, can, may, shall, would, could, might, should and must. Okay. Now all auxiliary verbs are irregular verbs. Yes, because for may it will become might. Okay. Can, could. So we can see these are not following the typical or traditional way of being past tense, past verbs. So past form of the verbs. So these will not be called as regular verbs, rather these are called irregular verbs. Now the primary verbs be, do, have many grammatical usages. Now let us know that. Making negative sentence. I brushed my teeth. I did not. If we change this from this affirmative to negative, we will add what change is to be done here. I do not brush my teeth. I did not brush my teeth. Making continuous tense, I am brushing my teeth. Making the perfect tense, I have brushed my teeth. Now we have seen, first we learned using do. Did we have used the past of do, that is I did not brush my teeth, negative. Okay, then continuous am, I am brushing my teeth, and then perfect tense, I have brushed my teeth. So be verb, then do and have, these three verbs can be used in different ways, that is also stated here very nicely. Now modal auxiliaries are used to express modal ideas like possibility, permission, etc. as shown in the examples below. So let us read out the examples and let us understand what is the expression hidden there. Now Satish can read Arabic. So this is his ability, right? So Satish can speak Arabic. It is his ability, and can is the modal auxiliary. You can have the cake now. So you can have the cake now. This is what? This is permission. You could feed the dog in the evening. You could feed. This is what? This is suggestion. Could you pass me the sugar please? This is what? Could you pass me the sugar please? Question mark. This is request. Sudha may come tomorrow. This is what? May come. May come. This is possibility. Rana might not bring the scooter back. Might not bring. Again, this is possibility. May I use your bathroom? This is also permission, but it is used in a formal way. And in the place of may, if we use can, it will be an informal permission. Anna will buy me a new hat. To indicate future, will buy me a new hat. Albert would often watch the night sky when he was a child. So Albert would often watch the night sky when he was a child. This is indicating a past habit. You must bring my notebook tomorrow. You must bring means this is an obligation. You should tidy your room before the guests arrive. You should tidy. This is a suggestion. Okay. So these are there. These are completed. Now exercise D. Rewrite the following sentences correctly using the auxiliary verbs given in the brackets. The meanings of the sentences may change when you write them. So the sentences are written. You need to use modal auxiliary and you need to rewrite the sentences. These are also done. So I'm not going to repeat this. While going through this chapter, I will ask you to have all the worksheets open in front of you. while reading you will just read the exercises as well. Try to solve on your own. Okay, and now after going through this class, you will go to the worksheet section. There you will have the revision test paper. Okay, try to solve it, and in the next class you will get all the answers. Then you can actually vary with your answer to my answer. Okay, so yes, in the next class we will have a writing revision class. So be prepared with the format of friendly letter writing, and yes, anything may come, so be prepared well. And I got a request that you want to go for picture composition. I'll try to provide that as soon as possible. So here the class ends. Start revision and do read all the chapters before going for the revision test. The subject should be made clear to you, the conception should be made clear to you, and if you have any query you can write to me. I'll solve that. So we'll meet in the next class, and with this revision test answers and another revision test. So be prepared and have a great day ahead. Thank you.